A lot of active weather impacting our area this afternoon. Notice here on satellite and radar, we have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings. If we zoom in here, you can see just about all 4 of them, maybe 5 has popped up now in the one area here. Multiple in El Paso County. We have a storm impacting Pueblo at the moment. I'm going to zoom in here because this storm is very strong at the moment. We have radar indicated baseball size hail and also gusts up to 70 miles an hour. So if you're in this area near I-25 approaching Pueblo, definitely need to make sure that you're in a safe spot and remaining aware. Now, dew points are still pretty elevated across the area. We have some 50s and also 60s. So as these storms move eastward, they're still tapping into some energy there and can still remain strong as it pushes eastward into the evening hours. Now, if we notice here, we're not quite in the clear. We could see another round of some isolated thunderstorms as we move into the afternoon hours, into the evening, and then it becomes a concern for the eastern plains near Lamar, La Junta, and Springfield. Could see some more strong storms into the evening hours, so make sure you're remaining weather aware into the evening hours. I know I'm a broken record, but there's a lot of active weather going on at the moment. Now, the reason why we're seeing this is because if we look at the water vapor imagery, we're getting some influence from the west and it's pulling in some of this water vapor. And if we notice here, look at this pattern evolution, there is a high pressure system that is starting to make its way over the central part of Texas. And when we have a high pressure, we get clockwise flow, and around the high, we're bringing in some of that moisture into the south. And that's what's going to be necessary for us to see some storms even as we go into tomorrow. So Thursday, if we look at these dew points, we're in the 50s and 60s all the way into the eastern plains here, so we could see some strong storms even into tomorrow, and that's consistent with our storm energy. Notice here where we see this purple, that's where we could see some strong storms into tomorrow. So Stormcast shows a nice start to the day. We have some clouds around town, but I think we're going to start to see the most amount of rainfall in the morning hours onto the higher elevations, and then as we go into the afternoon, that's when it starts to be along the I-25 area. Notice here between 3 and 5 p.m. is when we see this strong section of storms that moves towards La Junta and Lamar, and then we still have some of those storm activity into the drive time home hour here into the Pikes Peak region and into Teller County as that pushes eastward. So we're looking like we're going to be in the clear into the later evening hours tomorrow, so it's looking like another day for us to see some storms in the afternoon and for you to remain weather aware. Now, gust and hail are our main factors tomorrow, so it could be quite gusty. 23 up there, Monument 15 in the Springs tomorrow. And of course, if we get those storms, we could gust even higher in those storms, 60, 70 miles an hour if there is a severe warned storm. Now, highs tomorrow, we're going to take a little bit of a dip. This is going to be a noticeable feel. 78 here in the Springs, 74 in Monument, 83 in Pueblo, so 70s and 80s across the board tomorrow. So it's going to feel a lot cooler. Now, if there is not a storm that's impacting you, it might be a very refreshing day being in the 70s and 80s. So here at Pueblo, you can notice the storms off in the distance there. Notice this area, it's 82 degrees as the Discount Motors cam. And if we look here at Monument, nice evening here in Monument, 69 degrees, sponsored by Hydrix. We could still see some storms here as we go into the later evening hours. So just to recap, storm potential for tonight and into tomorrow, but we do have a cooler day on tap for us. 80s in Pueblo and Canyon City, 73 in Woodland Park. Then we warm back up. I want to notice here about a 10-degree jump going into your Friday, but we keep those storm chances as we go into the weekend. And that's pretty consistent here in the Springs too. So notice we have the storm chance into Thursday, a lot cooler of a day there. And then as we go into the long term, you can notice we dry out going